All right, welcome back to BHL. We have our final game day of the week.
That's not true at all.
Our middle game day. I'm Nemoni. I'm joined with me by Luke, who will be
Hello,
my color commentator and analyst today.
hello, hello. It is just like the good old days.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, the first matchup of today, we got two North Division rivals fighting for that fourth place spot. Boston and the Quebec City Remparts. Two storied franchises that have been around a long time. One with a little more success than the other, I'd say. But they're both sitting at the bottom of the standings. And this matchup will play a huge role in which one of them is.
Yeah, Boston coming in here thinking they're going to be the #1 team of the North. And now they're
Of the
looking to be,
league.
yeah, now they're looking to be at the bottom of it. It's kind of crazy to see how far the mighty can fall.
Yeah, I mean, Ghostyferret, he has a talented roster. It's just they've fallen short in big games where they've had to play tough competition.
You just kind of look at that roster and you wonder, like, what's wrong there? They have the talent, they have everything they need, and then you look at the roster like the Quebec Remparts, and you're like, okay, I understand what's wrong there. So it's
Exactly.
completely we have an anomaly, and then we have exactly what you would come to expect with a roster consisting of Sammy the Whale, Maspin, and Dicker. They're the only three players I see on the ice right now for the Remparts. Are they the only ones here tonight?
They did have... I saw Bagel Glazed on and Quovu. So I think they have those two. But that looks to be it.
Yeah, but looks
And
like we're about to
Quebec
go.
will be short-handed yet again. Boston looks like they have Tiger Lever playing in place of... Let's see. Quake TFA is not present at tonight's game for Boston. So the first line will be Top Rages and Ghostyferret. Wise decision. Not sure why they haven't done that yet. Here's Ghostyferret for Top Rages in the middle. Maspin steals. Maspin has a break, but Top Rages denies it with the poke check from behind. Ghostyferret trying to evade Maspin's pressure. Maspin, a BHL vet, making his first professional start in a long time. Well, besides the game that they played against Boston earlier this season, which ended in a 10-0 result for Boston, because Quebec, I don't think they had any starters going into that game. So here's Sammy the Whale behind his own net. Top Rages looks to close him out on the boards. It's no good. Maspin fails to catch the pass, and Ghostyferret steals. Ghostyferret pulling back on two players. The shot into Bagel, and he makes the save off the rebound. That was collected by Top Rages, and it was destined for the back of the net. But Bagel makes a quick recovery to keep this a scoreless game. Here's Ghostyferret for Top Rages again. Had room, but missed the one-timer. A very tough pass to catch. He pulls back on Sammy the Whale, and Bagel Glazed robs him with the glove yet again. Here's Ben advancing up the boards past Top Rages. He works it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Radium on for the Grizzlies, and Quovu on for the Remparts. Both teams will send their second lines on now. Radium has room, but Quovu takes it away. He caught up to that breakaway. Good defense for Quovu. Quovu was not a starter on the Ohio Otters in the BHCL, but he has certainly earned his role on a less talented Quebec Remparts team. And that's not to say Quovu hasn't been talented. He's been very, very good for this team. But it looks like it's him and Telling Coolman 24 on the ice for Quebec. Very confusing not playing Dicker.
You know,
It seems he's been benched.
A veteran like Dicker, he's been around in the league. You kind of know what to expect from him. But someone like Telling Coolman 24, you know, a little bit of a unknown talent.
Yeah, Telling Coolman, originally drafted by the Bandits, but he requested a trade after a joke went sour on him. Here's Radium from the point, looking for a shot. He doesn't have a lane. Taken away by Telling Coolman, or TCM for short. TCM with a P3 goes well wide after Radium gave it up. Radium now up the boards. TCM defeats him. Ghostyferret coming in on the recovery, and he'll wait for Top Rages to change on. TCM intercepts it from Ghostyferret, but Ferret making sure he doesn't take advantage of that. Good defense from the Boston Grizzlies star. Ghostyferret gets a shot on, and Bagel Glaze makes his third glove save of the game in 4 shots.
So far, it just looks like Grizzlies have been all over the rim parts on the first line.
Here's Top Rages from the point. He whiffs on the shot, forced back into his own end. Looks to not be able to hit a standing still puck. Top Rages for Ghostyferret, and he scores! Ghostyferret, a bomb from the point, makes it in as Bagel Glaze did not have enough time to get across. And a great goal from this renewed first line of Boston, and it's 1-0.
I kind of got a feel for Bagel Glaze. He's been absolutely balling out, keeping his team in the game. The defense just completely lacking there for the rim parts in their entirety. Top Rages having both of the defenders on him and still able to get the pass off to Ghostyferret for a nice P3 that goes right into the back of the net for the first goal of the game.
Yeah, an excellent shot from Ghostyferret. He's never going to miss those. And a great feed from Top Rages, recognizing the situation. Nobody was really guarding that pass. A very tough play from Quebec. And we'll see Quovu and Sammy the Whale take the ice. They'll top stack against a Grizzlies top stack. Here's Ghostyferret hitting a nice curve on Quovu. He's in, and he's got his second of the game. What a goal from Ghostyferret, as he beats Quovu on the boards and beats Bagel far side, and it's suddenly 2-0.
I don't have the analytics right on the paper right now, but I know that those goals couldn't have been more than 15 seconds apart. Ghostyferret starting to take over, as the Grizzlies have just been playing extremely good compared to the Quebec Rim Parts. The Quebec Rim Parts have not been able to get out of their zone, and the little time that they do have it out of their zone, they have not registered a shot on goal yet.
Yeah, it's just, it's already looking bad for Quebec. They just don't have the roster to compete with Top Rages and Ghostyferret. Here's Sammy the Whale. Beat by Ghostyferret. He springs Top Rages. Top Rages unable to finish at the net. Nothing there. He tries to get a pass out for Ghostyferret. That's blocked too. Very unfortunate from Top Rages. He'll get another chance though. Bagel Glazed hits it out to center ice. Ghostyferret's shot poked wide by Sammy the Whale, who loses it in his feet. Top Rages out of the corner, almost forces it through Bagel, and the pullback is saved by Bagel as well. Great positioning from Bagel Glazed. It's very strange to call Bagel a veteran in this league, but he's been around for roughly 10 seasons now. Here's Ghostyferret. Gets around Quovu. To the middle for Radium. His shot! It's in! Radium strikes first for the Grizzlies' second line. And it's 3-0 Boston.
Ghostyferret having a point on all 3 goals for Boston so far, having himself a little bit of a game. Again, we're seeing a double commit from the Quebec defenders, leaving the other Grizzlies player wide open, and the Grizzlies are fully aware this is what's happening, and they're taking full advantage of it. Ghostyferret with a nice P3 pass out to Radium, and it sits right at the tape of his stick, and Radium's just going to dump that past Bagel Glaze.
Yeah, an excellent shot from Radium. It's almost identical to the Ghostyferret goal we saw earlier, although the execution was a little quicker on that. But no diss to Radium. He gets his, and he might get another one! What a feed from Tiger Lover off the faceoff. And Radium, he's a copycat. He gets his 2 goals within 5 seconds.
Yeah, this is it's starting to become really unfortunate for the Quebec Rimparts here. Actually, even worse, that was 2 goals in 2.9 seconds. It's when it rains, it pours, and it looks like right now it is absolutely pouring all over Bagel Glaze.
Yeah, he is just being peppered with very, very high quality shots. And there is not much he can do. Tiger Lover will try the same thing, but this time Dicker's able to read it. Radium from the point, his shot won't make it there before the buzzer. That'll be the end of the first period. 4-0 Boston.
Why not try it twice, right?
Yeah, exactly. It almost worked again. Just very rough.
We don't have a desk to send it to tonight. A little bit short staff here on the Blockey Sports Network.
Yeah, we do have Al Fresco joining us in the booth, though.
Hello, hello. How we doing, boys?
Yeah, he's our ref for this game, and he will be analyzing with us during intermission. What did you think of that game, Al? Or that first period?
Yeah, you guys know my opinions on the Ramparts. After the Wings game, I had a moment, and after this game, it looks like more of the same for the Ramparts. Honestly, every time I watch this team play, it looks like Sammy the Whale playing Geometry Dash on these super hard levels. You have no idea what is going on, and things are just spazzing out all over your screen. They just have no sense of game plan and just aren't hitting the puck. It's very simple. The Grizzlies had a slow start to this one, and they kept QBC in the game because they were not really doing too much to start this game, but then they finally got the wheels going, and you can see how much of a better team the Grizzlies are. And this is the only team the Grizzlies has beaten up on this season is the Ramparts, and they're proving that they can beat up the worst team in the league consistently. But outside of that, I'm not too impressed with what the Grizzlies are doing. They've scored on that face-off play. I mean, that's just very, very JBHL like players get beat by that play. So
yeah, very. I mean, it was a good, surprising play. I don't think Quebec expected it, but you got to be better at reading those. You know, when you see the puck P3 up on the faceoff, your first instinct should just be to like get back as quick as you can. And I feel like Quebec just they don't really look like they know what they're doing out there.
yeah, the only person who's doing anything for them is Bagel Glazed. He's looked fantastic to start this game, and he was keeping them in it for a couple seconds, but then just too many high quality chances in the slot. I'm not surprised that these bums in QBC haven't figured anything out. They don't have their full roster. It's just a disaster for QBC yet again this season. They have to figure things out going forward. They just haven't been able to field a consistently good team like ever.
Well, I mean, Boston. There's another narrative that Boston's one of the only team in the modern era to blow a 4-goal lead. So I doubt it'll be to this team, but that is something to keep in mind as we move into the second period. Here's Sammy the Whale away from the face-off dot. Makes progress into the Grizzly zone before Ghostyferret negates all of it. Ghostyferret for top rages. Bagel Glaze makes the save. The rebound is available, but it's picked up by Dicker. Dicker springs Sammy the Whale. He cuts to the middle. Top Rages was following him, and their trajectories intersect. Here's Dicker from the corner. Nothing there as Brookson makes his first save of the night. Sammy the Whale playing with a lot more fire to start this second period. He'll pass out for Dicker. Tries to get it to Whale. Ghostyferret beats him on the boards. Dicker springs Whale again, who gets a shot that goes wide. Sammy the Whale back up the ice. He's been in control of this puck a lot to start this period, but it's sent out of play.
Much better shift here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, much better shift here. Dicker's done a much better job of helping this first line. But go ahead, Luke.
I was just gonna say, not much to really say. Just they got a shot on goal.
Sammy the Whale almost gets another one off the faceoff, but he hesitates a little too much, and the Grizzlies are able to react. Here's Sammy the Whale in the corner. Good move to gain an edge on Ghostyferret, but he has it pulled back once he enters the Grizzlies zone. Ghostyferret with room, and Bagel glazed. Robs him blind. An excellent glove save to keep this a 4-goal game. Here's Top Rages, loses sight of the puck. Regains it after Quovu's try to clear. Grizzlies forced to regroup. Top Rages shot. That goes nowhere. Quovu can't beat him on the boards. QBC trying to clear. Radium sends it back in. He'll pressure TCM. Telling back up for Quovu. Tiger Lover steals that one, but Quovu overpowers him. It's into the Grizzlies zone. Radium, a good corner move. Gets it all the way back into the Remparts zone. Radium with a quick shot out of the corner. Glove down and dropped by Bagel. Radium trying to get the pass away, but he whiffs on it. TCM out of the corner, able to clear. Radium, a great pullback. He has room. Radium's in, and he scores. There's a hat trick for Radium, and it's 5-0 Boston.
This is a rough game to watch to start things off tonight on Friday night. Quebec just absolutely getting demolished. Radium pulling it back on Telling Coolman. That's one of the plays that you see catch even the best players off guard when you're both chasing the puck like that. Just a good pullback from Radium, but he's going to slip it past Bagel Glaze for his 3rd of the night and the 5th of the night for Boston in general. And we still have almost half the game to go, a little bit over half the game to go.
Yeah, this could end up being a 10-0 contest yet again. It's on pace for that. Unfortunate for Quebec, considering they have more talent than they had last time, and it's still not enough. Either Boston's finally getting a hold of themselves, or Quebec is just really this bad. Here's Tiger Lover into the zone. Telling Coolman, without Tiger Lover on him, still elects to try to evade the pressure. The non-existent pressure. That was an interesting play. Here's Telling trying to make progress. It's no good. Radium wipes it out. Tiger Lover tries to go up the boards. He struggles, though, and Quovu almost able to get a shot in before Brookson gloves that one down for safety. Here's Quovu again, and Brookson. Actually, no, I thought he gloved it. It looked like he did from the camera angle, but he did not. Radium loses steam heading into the neutral zone. Has to pass for Ghostyferret. He was shot. Goes wide. Quovu now. Behind his own net. Top Rages. Good pressure. Nice pullback, but Quovu able to get a stick on it. Top Rages and Quovu wrestle for it. At center ice. Quovu still able to advance it forward. Ghostyferret shooting into his own goalie to prevent Quovu from pulling it back on him. And now they have a 2-on-1. Ghostyferret beat by Sammy the Whale. Could have been a 2-on-0, but Quovu went to change. And Sammy the Whale lost steam heading into the zone. But he still gets the shot away. And Brookson slides to make the save. An interesting sequence for Sammy the Whale. Lost some steam heading into the zone, but was still able to get the shot off. And Quebec has 3 shots more than they had last period. Here's Sammy the Whale. Springs Dicker, but his shot, I believe it could have been batted down by Ghostyferret. Ghostyferret pulling it back. Retreating to safety, 40 seconds left. Up for Top Rages, who whiffs on it. Sammy the Whale intercepts it. Sammy the Whale stalls in the corner, and Top Rages is able to clear it out. Big hits by Dicker and Sammy the Whale respectively, but none of them called. Could have been on puck. Top Rages has his advance up the ice, thwarted by the bench, and it's out of play.
You know, this period, it almost felt like, obviously, you know, the Grizzlies are playing pretty well, But it just feels like to me the Remparts are beating themselves. They've had AFK players that they're trying to deke out. They get a breakaway and they pull it back to the center ice. I don't really know what's going on with them.
Here's ohLuvv, and his shot is in. The Remparts finally solve Brookson, and it's 5-1.
Right off of the face-off, pretty telegraphed play. ohLuvv standing out far to the right. He's just going to do 2 quick little pullbacks before taking a P3 with no pressure on him, giving Quebec's their first of the night, getting them on the scoreboard and snapping the shutout that they were hoping to not repeat against this Boston team. Only took 4 shots on goal, which is 4 more than they had last period, I believe, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So
1 more goal than they had last period.
Cut down the game to a nice 4 goal differential.
Yeah, ohLuvv hits a huge shot to cut it down to 4. It's still possible. Here's ohLuvv again off the face-off. Beats TigerLuvv to the edge, but Brookson able to get there in time and make the save. Here's TigerLuvv, beat by ohLuvv. He's able to clear still. TigerLuvv with some space and bagel glazed. An acrobatic goaltender coming out of his net to make the save. TigerLuvv, his bid was almost... that might have gone in if the buzzer hadn't sounded, but that'll be the end of 2. 5-1 Boston. 4 goals in between the 2 teams. I'm curious to hear what Luke thinks about this period.
Yeah, I mean, there's so little to say about this Quebec team, though, the way that they play. It's kind of sad. I guess more than just this team, this period in general, a lot of questions with the announce of BHCL returning. Who is the team that would become, if the Ohio Otters do return, who becomes the Ohio Otters? Is it going to be the Remparts? Is it going to be the Muskies? And if you're an Otters fan, you're hoping that it's not this Remparts team, because it's brutal to watch every game. They have very little talent. The talent that they do have can't score goals because he's the goalie. Sammy the Whale every once in a while decides to wake up and do something, but for the most part, it's just watching a train wreck and a disaster. And you have the team on the other hand who, like we said earlier, they haven't been playing the best this season. They have so much talent in the Boston Grizzlies organization, but just nothing clicks. And finally, you're seeing the potential that they can actually bring to the table. Obviously, they're playing a team that's really, really not the best, but still, you can see the mechanics flashing through. You can see the passing plays developing. You can see Brookson making a couple of really good saves. And it's just, you just scratch your head and wonder why they're right above the team that they're destroying right now in the power rankings.
Yeah, I got a quick observation about that. They only play well against teams that suck. Especially Radium. Radium is an all-star nominee for the North Division, I believe, a substitute. This guy might as well give his nomination to the Quebec Remparts at this point because he's scored all their goals. He has now 12 points on the year. He's got 3 goals here tonight. Against teams above 500, he has 1 goal. He has 1 goal. He has scored all of his goals versus Mickey Mouse opponents. He is the definition of a stat patter and a bright light choker. So that's why the Grizzlies have not been successful this year. They need to play real competition. They continuously get away with playing these bad teams. How much help does Ghostyferret need? And apparently they just can't get it done when it comes to the bright lights.
It's just, yeah, I'm very curious to see how Boston's going to perform in their next game. Obviously, they've destroyed Quebec in both of their outings, including this one. But it's yet to be seen. We haven't seen Boston get a convincing win against a good team. That just hasn't happened, and we're beginning to wonder if Boston is really as good as they thought they were at the beginning of the season, or even as good as... Can they do any damage in playoffs? Top rages off the face-off. The third period is underway.
I can answer that question. No.
Yeah. A lot of work is going to need to be done. And I would be very surprised if this game gave Boston any hope at all for playoffs. It's like they're playing well. It's just they need to prove themselves. They do not prove anything by blowing out a bad team. Here's Sammy the Whale. Gets a shot, and they're not even blowing them out that bad anymore. Quebec looks like they've kind of woken up. Would be very interesting if they won this game. Sammy the Whale out for Dicker. Nothing there. Top Rage is with room now. And Bagel glazed. What a snag with the glove. Highway robbery. Here's Dicker in the corner. Fought by Top Rages. He'll get it away from the corner, but Sammy the Whale was watching that one closely. Sammy the Whale. Out of the corner, away from Top Rages. 2-on-1. Sammy the Whale for Quovu. Has room. He hits the post. And it's cleared out by Ghostyferret. I believe Brookson got a piece of that shot.
He did.
Here's Ghostyferret. Away from Sammy the Whale. His shot is gloved down by Bagel. A great save. And he's been the only bright spot on this Quebec team. Top Rages just... that was a very funny thing to watch as he looked to be trying to advance it back into the neutral zone to regroup, but he just steps over it and changes. Here's Telling Coolman. Around the net, driving to the middle, hits the pullback, almost gets his first career goal. But it's pinged out, and Radium has a break now. Radium's in. Telling Coolman catches up to it. Great defense from the rookie. Radium pulling it back on the boards, trying to get around Quovu. He can't. Quovu has a man to beat. He's stopped by Brookson after 5-holing through Tiger Lever. Quovu has also had himself a bit of a game. Despite the score, he has Quebec's only goal and has been playing very solid defense. And he beats Radium out of the boards, almost gets the shot away, but it's pinged away at the last second by Tiger Lever. Here's TCM. Hesitates on the boards. Tiger Lever getting through him. Forces it to the corner. Quovu comes away with it. But he loses steam and Tiger Lever steals. His P3 is stopped by Bagel. He'll spring Sammy the Whale, who has room. He whiffs on it. Challenged by both Grizzlies. But he can't get the pass out to Quovu, who is waiting on the other side of the point. Here's Sammy the Whale. Lots of corner moves from him. Tries the Michigan, and Quovu is too slow to catch up to that puck. Top Rages steals, and Sammy the Whale makes a great ping to prevent the shot from getting through. Ghostyferret has a shot now, and Bagel glazed reads it excellently. Top Rages, is that an own goal? That was an own goal. Sammy the Whale has scored on his own net, and it's 6-1 Boston. That will be the dagger.
Sammy the Whale on the scoreboard.
And
yes!
Quebec will be calling a TO for zero reason.
Sammy the Whale on the score sheet, man. Let's go.
That was such a brutal shift from
wrong
Sammy
net.
the Whale.
Wrong net. Not surprising. QVC.
That whole sequence of events might have been the worst Sammy the Whale has ever played. Gets beat by Top Rages out of the corner, can't stop the Ghostyferret 5-hole, has a chance to clear the puck, just walks away from it, lets Dicker knock it into him, knocks it down, Top Rages, and then Sammy the Whale is just going to pot it into his own net. That was extremely brutal, and just kind of goes to show why this Rimparts organization is not doing well. Although I will say, they've brought the shots back quite a bit up until just then. They were bringing it back.
They certainly were. They've got a decent amount of shots. I mean, they have more shots than they have goals against them, so that's always a positive. Not gonna win them the game, but we've seen worse. Here's Quovu beat by Top Rages off the face-off. He's forced to regroup in his own zone. Grizzlies have been tenacious with the pressure, and there's Top Rages, an example of that, but he's offside. I believe he pulled it back past the blue line, and that may have been offside. We'll see on the replay if it is. If we have a replay, I believe we do.
We do have a replay. I'm looking at it right now. I have my opinion on it, but with the ref in the call, I will not speak.
All right, we'll let Alafresco decide. We'll even let him give some insight. What do you think about this call, Al? Is it offside or not? Is the game lying?
Seems like a long and hard look
Whoa.
back. Al Fresco.
He's certainly pondering this one.
He is.
It's a very important and crucial call to the game's outcome.
I think it's pretty telling what kind of goal this is, but maybe he's like stuck in a moral conundrum more than like is this actually offsides?
Yeah, whether to accept the challenge of the Grizzlies in a stat pad game or
He might be
just
waiting for the paycheck to
have
hit.
mercy on Quebec. He could be waiting for the what?
The paycheck to hit.
Oh, that's true. He's rapidly refreshing his bank accounts page right
Yep.
now.
He's probably like, oh, $5 Quebec, $10 Boston, $15 Quebec, $20 Boston.
They're bidding on who gets the call here.
Obviously, offsides works a little bit different in blocky hockey. But if you watch normal hockey, ice hockey, you would know that that this kind of call is pretty cut and dry.
Is he even here?
I don't know what happened.
Oh, he's here.
He moved.
He's here.
He moved.
He moved. Yeah, he's here. It's like we're playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Like he's standing still for a little bit, and then we see him move.
Yeah, I don't think I can technically review it because it didn't like have a goal, but we have a good goal on the ice. Play was onside. The puck was pulled back in the neutral zone, so good goal.
Okay, well, slash game set score home 7, and Boston is up by 6 now. So we will have the face-off underway for the last minute and 12 seconds of this game. And this is the 4th blowout game we've had in a row. There were 3 last night that all ended in scores or goal differentials over 5. So it seems teams are starting to either figure it out or lose it. Here's Quovu away from Ghostyferret, a 2-on-0. Sammy the Whale fails to pick up the rebound after Brookson made a great stop on Quovu. Sammy the Whale defending against Top Rages, trying to get around him. Pass up to Quovu. He can't get the shot off in time. Ghostyferret loses it to Quovu, who has his bajillionth chance of the game. And Brookson is able to deny him. Bagel glazed coming out of his crease to glove it, and that's a delayed penalty. And he won't.
Oh!
He will touch it. He triggers the delayed penalty. For those who don't know, a delayed penalty is called if the offending team does not touch the puck, then the penalty will not be triggered until the offending team touches the puck. So technically, the team who the penalty was committed on can score during that time, and that's almost what we just saw happen. The Quebec players just stopped playing for a little bit and almost let Ghostyferret get a freebie.
Looks like probably a little bit of discussion about who's going to serve this penalty, as it was the goaltender who committed it with a delay of game.
Yeah, and obviously you can't penalize the goaltender. He has to stay in net. So Bagel Glaze chasing Brookson around the arena, but he's got to get back into position. And Sammy the Whale will kill this penalty. Bagel glazed ahead of Sammy the Whale. They're not really taking this seriously anymore. 10 seconds left. Ghostyferret in neutral ice passes to Top Rages. He loses it. Bagel glazed will make his final save of the game. or penultimate save of the game. Ghostyferret is robbed by Bagel Glazed with 0.7 seconds left. Please end the game. I need a break.
Well, as the clock winds down here in Boston tonight, I'm glad that it's over.
Yeah. And this game is the only game that does not have any implications on playoffs.
ohLuvv finishing
We
the
will
game out
see.
in the box. The ref forgetting about him.
The next game will determine Saskatoon. So just to quickly explain before we hit a break, Saskatoon can clinch the playoffs tonight with like any amount of points versus Philadelphia, or if they lose in regulation to Philadelphia, which is coming up next, then the game after that, Houston versus Carolina. If Houston loses in regulation, Saskatoon will automatically clinch playoffs, no matter what the outcome against Philadelphia is. But if Philadelphia gets 2 points against Saskatoon, which is a win, so Philadelphia wins against Saskatoon, and Houston loses in regulation and gets 0 points, then Philadelphia will clinch playoffs. And yeah, those are the clinching scenarios for the next game. So we will send it to break. We'll be back in roughly 5 to 10 minutes, depending on whether we do a desk or not.